All right, to my right, Darnell Wolfo, Kamad Bradshaw, Cal Walker, Cole Christensen, and James Gibson. Charles, if you want to start.
Is this on? Okay. This game has so many peaks and valleys in terms of emotions. Can you kind of rank this game relative to your football career at Army in terms of the emotional level of this game? This is for anyone.
I mean, in the past, we played a bunch of games where it was really close. I remember 2 years ago, we had a season where we lost a bunch of close games and emotions were up and down. It's hard to rank, which one is the top or the lowest. They all kind of, drive our emotions up and down.
Okay. Now, again, for everyone here or anyone here, were you surprised that they went for the two-point conversion at the end of the game?
No, sir. We weren't surprised. No, they wanted to win. They came in here with a mentality to win, and we, this is home turf, so we had a mentality to win. So I wasn't surprised at all. Okay,
and this is for James. You're the guy who the ball carrier is coming to, two-point conversion. What were you thinking when he came your way?
I don't know. At that point, it was just me and him. We were just playing football at that point, so I just went to go make the tackle, do my job.
And Ken Kreitzer of Sons of the American Legion for Cole. Just your thoughts on that fourth, that whole last drive stopping. They made that long fourth down play. It was tough to get to their passer, and just tell us about that last drive, the challenges.
It was tough. I mean, that drive kind of summed up the whole game of roller coaster of emotions. I mean, I thought we'd won the game when Mike made that play there in the end zone, but hey, we came for a dogfight. We knew that every game they played so far has been really close, and this team knows how to win a dogfight.
Okay. So, Maude, you had 4 drives over 75 yards today, 2 over 90. What did it take just to keep the momentum going on those drives?
Just grit and, guys playing together. Took, a great effort. The offensive line keeping us up, the running backs staying in the game, the receivers blocking on the perimeter. That's all it took.
Maybe just go back to Cole. They had a big offensive line. They were pass blocking well. What was tough about trying to get pressure on their quarterback today?
I think timing was probably the hardest thing. We were kind of late on a few because it was 3-step. Almost every time they threw, it was getting out really fast. But I mean, compared to other lines, I don't think they really were much better or worse than the other team we've played so far.
Go ahead, John, in the back.
Darnell, first game back for you in a few weeks, and you end up getting that touchdown, put you guys ahead late. What's that mean to come back and make an impact in that first game back?
Well, first of all, it was great to have the team welcome me back with open arms, trusting me with the ball, especially in some critical situations. The O-line always has outstanding push. Brett Toth made a great block on the play side linebacker, and it was just being the safety, and it came to grit, like we've been saying all day.
And Cal, when you get after a couple double-digit wins and you get a close one here, does it kind of mean a little bit more? You think momentum in a close game, a one-point game, carries a little bit more, or is it just a win's a win?
Everyone means something to this football team, to this brotherhood. This was a close game, and Coach said it earlier, 28 is higher than 27, and that just shows how much this brotherhood is willing to work. So every game means a lot to us, whether it's just 28 to 27 or 34 to 14. So.
And Gibby, when they line up for that 2-point conversion, run it one time, you see something, and then they come back a second time. That second time, did you guys have any idea if it was going to be similar? Kind of what's going through the team's mind that second time they're going through it?
At that point, we were just ready to play football. We weren't worried about the last play. We flushed it and ready to play football, do our job. That was the main thing we're trying to focus on the whole game.
You guys think back to that Buffalo game, the game on the road when it came down to that one play?
Tulane? Absolutely. We learned a lot from that game, and it's good to see us come back and win on that last play. It means we got better. Tulane really hurt, so the grit that we had this game is what allowed us to win.
Gibby, when you go and make the tackle, were you 100% and you stopped them short, or what?
I didn't know what happened. I kind of just looked up and saw the ref. So.
Darnell, Was this were you expecting the workload that you got today, or what was the plan going into the game?
I knew that I was going in. They were going to work me a little bit here and there. I wasn't really expecting to get some key situations that I ended up having, but like I said, everybody trusted me, and I trusted the O-line, and we got the job done.
I'm back up here. When you see Coach as enthusiastic as he was after a win like that, what's that say to you guys, and how much every win means to him as much as it means to you guys?
It shows that, winning matters, and, Coach is going to get excited when we make a play, and Coach is going to, show emotion when we do well. And, I think that was the biggest thing that helped us this game. Guys were emotional and loud on the sideline, and everybody was in the game, so emotion played a big part in this game, and Coach showed it on the sideline.
Just to ask Ahmad, your offensive line really was aggressive today. In the middle of some of those drives, it looked like Eastern Michigan's defense was getting very frustrated, not being able to stop you. What was the keys to the success of the offensive line play today?
We watch film on them. When we see them, their defensive line, play other teams, they got a lot of push, and our offensive line knew that they were going to come out strong. So they worked all week, staying low and getting off the ball on time. So that's all it took was, a good effort and playing harder than other teams.
All right. Can you get? All right. Thanks, guys. All right, Coach, we'll start with an opening statement and then take questions.
Well, what a win. That was a lot of fun. It's fun to win a game like that where your back's to the wall and you got to make a play to win the game, and to see our guys come through and do it. Just so proud of our team. There were a lot of times during the game today we didn't make plays. We had opportunities, and credit Eastern Michigan. They've done a great job, and that's a good football team. And they were very stout on defense. I thought they did a really nice job inside on us. They were sliding off blocks, getting people free. On offense, they did a great job protecting that guy, but they know what they're doing. They get rid of the ball quick. That guy he gets himself in trouble and gets rid of the ball. We had no sacks. We had no tackles for loss. He did a really nice job, and a couple times he threw it up in the air. We had a chance to make a play. We didn't. They did. And it's just really impressed with what they've done, and it was a battle the whole way through. But again, just going back to the way we finished, and we put some drives together, ran the ball, and ate up some clock, and limited their possessions, and that helped us because they were making some plays, and they were scoring when they were getting it. And that last play by Gibby, I can't tell you how proud I am of the defense, because we're out there celebrating and jumping up and down and congratulating each other. And David Epperly, the referees over there, saying, "Hey, it was a timeout," and all of a sudden your bubble is burst. And there's a lot of people that would have a difficult time handling that. And our guys just regrouped. We got in the huddle, and Jay made a good call, and our guys made a really good play, and Gibby just hit that guy right. Had he hit him any higher, he probably would have been knocked back, because that was a big kid carrying the ball. Had he hit him any lower, he might have dove right over the top of him and scored. He hit him just right square in the thigh board and upended him, and he was, man, he couldn't have been but an inch short. And It's just a great play and a lot of fun to win. So, yeah.
Go ahead, John.
Coach, I know that every time after a win, you're always running over to the course, celebrating. You're always pumped up. Today was no exception. How much do these home wins mean to you when you're able to go over there and kind of go a little nuts after a win like that?
Every win, I'd go over there if there was nobody in the stands. If somebody will stand and sing that song with us after a victory, I'm gonna be over there. So, I mean, it's fun. The Corps over there, they're of all the 34,000 people in the stadium, 4,000 of those cadets over there, they're the loudest group in there, and they care, and it matters to them, and that's our team. That's who we're playing for. So it's fun to go over there and celebrate with the Corps for sure.
With the big crowd that you had, 34,000 on those 2-point conversions, was that the loudest you think you've heard this stadium since you've been here?
I don't even know if anybody was yelling. I was focused on the job we had to do, and I frankly I don't even know if it was loud or not. It probably was. You got a better idea on that than me. But I was talking to Jay the whole time, and we're communicating, and I frankly didn't hear it. But I'm glad it was loud. That's good.
How do you kind of control the sidelines and the team? And like you said, when you make a stop and then your bubble kind of gets burst, do you have to say much? Have such good leadership out there that those guys know what they need to do?
No, we didn't have to. They got right back in there and just were determined we're going to stop them right here. They didn't complain or didn't try to make excuses. They knuckled down and said, all right, give us the call. We'll go execute it, and they did.
Is this the kind of improvement you want to see when you look back from that Tulane game and you lose on a goal line play and you come back and you make an improvement on defense and you get the stop this time? Is that the type of improvements you look through game to game within a season?
Against Tulane, we did a much better job of defending. We did a much better job defending Tulane than we did Eastern Michigan. Against Tulane, we really did a poor job on that last drive. Tulane had 19 plays, 75 yards, and scored on the last play there. Walking in the end zone, and disappointed we didn't make some of those plays. And today, kind of the same boat. We had him scrambling. We were about to sack him. He tosses the ball up for grabs. We really got a shot to go get it, to knock it out of bounds or knock it down. And credit their kid. He went up and got the ball. And in the first half, same situation. They had their backs to the building down here, and on third down, the kid threw it up. And Jalen was backpedaling and kind of mistimed his jump, and their kid did, and he came down with it. They went down and scored on the drive. So we didn't do a great job throughout the day defending them. We made some plays, but gosh, we missed a lot of plays. And I'm glad we had to make two there at the end. The one on timeout and the second one, and those were the two biggest plays of the game.
And finally, when you were running over to the Corps, I don't know if you black out in that situation, but you pick up an Eastern Michigan chair and you throw it up, you spike. Is that something you do, or like I said, is it just blackout mode and you're just going out there and just celebrating?
Oh, I'm excited. It was a great win. It was a thrilling win, and it comes down to one play, and had they made that play, we'd be devastated. It would be just the opposite. The emotion, just the gut punch that you feel. I mean, my poor family, my wife and my kids and my parents are here every game. They got to endure that when we lose, because I am no fun to be around most of the time, but I'm really not fun when we lose. And because I sulk and it just go through the whole game in my mind, and it hurts, and you're ticked off, and it's hard to swallow that when your kids want to play Barbie dolls and your wife just wants to sit there with you on the couch because you haven't had a chance to do that all week. And so thank God we won. We're going to enjoy some pizza and some good times at home. So I got a great wife. I'm very fortunate.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Ken.
Coach, you mentioned you didn't get sacks or tackles for loss today. You had the one interception by Cole Christensen. Was it their offensive line that just gave their quarterback great protection?
He did, but they're throwing the ball really quick. They're getting rid of it. A lot of, we played retreat man, and we're skipping out of our pedal, and they throw a quick out. I mean, he catches the ball, takes one step, and fires it out to the flat. Or they run a slant route, and he's kind of holding it, and we're just about to get there, and he throws the fade route to number 2. You know, he's just getting rid of it quick. When they were going real fast, they were running 2 plays. They were running the power play and handing it off to the back, or they were throwing the screen route or the screen pass out there. I don't know how many times they get a first down, they go real fast, and it was power or it was screen, and we weren't getting lined up, or we were getting cut. You know, we had the corner out there who was supposed to leverage, and the number 2 guy comes out and cuts him, and the guy spins around the edge, and he's just getting rid of the ball quick. Like I said, they know what they're doing. That's their offense. They're really good at doing what they do. It's completely different from what we do, but I think their kid is much like Ahmad. He's good at running their offense. Ahmad is good at running our offense because they've got a lot of experience doing it.
Coach, talking about Ahmad Bradshaw, 4 drives over 75 yards today. He had that long 60-yard run. He carried 19 times while you rotated the fullback. Just tell us about how he was maintaining those drives and the momentum.
He makes great decisions, and he's a very poised leader. You know, I'm very emotional, and I get riled up, I get mad, I get excited, and he just even keel. And that's a great quality for a quarterback, because if something goes really good, he might pump his fist and get excited, but he's right back in the moment. He's got a laser focus on what he's supposed to do. And same thing when something goes bad. You know, we'll get after him, but he's just right back in the moment and gets it corrected. And he's a great competitor.
Just, you had over 400 yards rushing today, but it seemed like in the middle of some of the drives, the Eastern Michigan defense looked frustrated that they couldn't stop the blocking of your offensive line. How did you feel they did in leading the offense on the rushing?
The offensive line,
yeah.
that group, they continue to impress me. Just their toughness, they're physical, very confident, and we have a lot of confidence in them. And I think, you know, Brent and Spence and Sean are doing a great job coaching those guys, and they got great energy, and there's a bunch of good leaders. Bryce Holland is an outstanding leader. Brett Toth's an outstanding leader, and they, you know, I think they epitomize what I want our football team to be. Just a bunch of tough, physical guys. And you know, you can argue there's bigger guys and more talented guys and more athletic guys, and you know, guys with better feet. There probably is a whole bunch more better than them, but I don't know if there's a group of guys plays as a unit as well as they do together. And they hold each other accountable. They jump each other out there on the field and on the sideline, and they got each other's back. But when one of them needs chewing out, we don't have to do it. They take care of it themselves, and it's a really strong unit and a strong group.
Coach, what was the plan for Darnell today, and can you talk about leaning on him on that last touchdown drive a little bit and him getting into the end zone?
We really wanted to play him somewhere between 10 and 15 snaps. I don't know how many he got. I think he had 9 carries. Is that correct? So I don't know how many more snaps he had than that. And that really was what we had hoped for, was to have him somewhere between 10 and 15 plays to get him going. Not so much that it would wear his knee down again. He's fresh off of surgery. So that we felt like if he had too many more than that, you know, might start to irritate it, swell up, and we wouldn't have him going forward. We wanted to get him enough to get him some confidence, run the ball and get bounced around a little bit and get him out of the game and have him healthy as we go forward. So hopefully, you know, there won't be too much of a negative reaction with his knee, and he'll be ready to go for next week as well.
What's a win like this do for the program, like going down to the wire?
I think Maude maybe said it, that every win is important. Just every time you have a chance to get a victory, it means something, and it does for our team. Just to be able to overcome adversity, that to me is really important. We did that against Buffalo in the second game. We had our backs to the wall. We're down 10 points at halftime and played a really strong second half. kept them out of the end zone, kept them off the board altogether, and scored a couple touchdowns to win the game. And felt like that helped us, grow as a team, helped our confidence. And this one should too. Just the fact that we were able to find a way to make a play. And John Voight getting the onside kick, that was a big play. As good as those guys are throwing the ball, there's 40 seconds left on the clock. They got another crack at it. It could have been trouble. So that was a big play of the game too.
Coach, is there any thought about going for a field goal at the end of the first half?
The guy from CBS
yards?
asked me the same thing. I think we're at the 33-yard line maybe. So the guy said, "You want to go for a 50-yarder?" I said, "No." We threw two passes. The one to Jeff Ejeckham, we were really hoping he would kind of back shoulder throw that. They were playing very heavy inside leverage on our wideouts, and so it was just a streak route. And he got the ball out there and tried to throw it over the top. Jeff didn't have him beat. He was kind of running side by side, and really he should have thrown it back shoulder, which means Jeff would kind of roll open and he'd throw it back away from the defender rather than trying to throw it over the top of the defender. And he didn't hit it. And then the second one, we tried to hit Harrison, and really at that point we're just trying to make a play. And I was hoping the first time when he hit Jeff might have back shoulder caught that thing about the 5-yard line, somewhere in there. We're in field goal range. We could have taken a couple cracks running the ball. If we didn't hit it, then kick a field goal. That was really the intention. But did we complete a pass? I don't think we did. I tried to get our passing stats up. I had the punter throw one. Couldn't catch that one either. So.
How important is that going forward, the passing game? I know it's not part of
It's not. Not if we can run the ball. It's not important at all. There'll be times where we're going to throw it again or try to throw it, and hopefully we'll hit them. And I think if we can hit some passes and hit some play actions, it'll help us. We'll hit a big play for a touchdown, but we got to be able to run the ball. That's the bottom line. And I was disappointed we had one drive there in the second half. We had back-to-back negative yardage plays. We had a negative yardage play. John Trainer jumped. I shouldn't call out names. He jumped off sides, and we were 1st and 15. We got a negative yardage play, so it's 2nd and 20. We got a negative yardage play. It's 3rd and 21, and we can't do that. We got to run the ball and stay on schedule, and get first downs. That's our offense. So, but there's a bunch of good things in the game. There were a lot of good plays, and we're going to be able to see those on film. Sometimes the ones you didn't make stand out more because you realize had we made a play there, it might have changed the game, and we wouldn't have had such a emotional finish.
Coach, when you're winning games like this, 4 home games now, does it just help all your positive feeling going out to practice, next week, and for the balance of the season, more confidence, these wins, especially winning a close game?
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's much easier to go out there the next week and practice the next week with a victory. And though there's going to be a ton of mistakes we made, a ton of mistakes. Now, I was disappointed with the way we were playing all the way through the game. First half, I smoked the guys at halftime. I didn't think we were playing very good. And all through the second half, I just didn't think we were making plays. But we won the game. We can still come in here tomorrow and all next week and correct those mistakes and show them what they did wrong. And it's a lot easier to look up there and say, hey, this isn't very good. This isn't what we're looking for. Or for us as a staff to look and say, you know what, we could have made a better call here, or we could have made this adjustment, learn those things without having to pay the ultimate price and lose. That helps a bunch for sure.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.